was a lot of people trying to obviously do interviews and things like that, which I wasn't doing interviews at the time. Received a lot of phone calls, received amazing amounts of messages and support and emails from people I hadn't heard from or seen in years. I couldn't keep up with it. My phone voicemail was continuously full. I mean, it was crazy how much support I had, quite frankly. And leading up to the actual game, it was actually kind of a relief when I hit the field because there was so much. We were, they were trying to get as much into us in terms of philosophies and rule changes and different things prior to the game that it was almost a relief when you actually got to the field because everything else surrounding it, there's a lot going on. It's big business for sure. But once I hit the field, it was like I was home again. It's like, oh, now I can just officiate this game. And of course I was nervous. If I wasn't, something's wrong with me because, there was a lot on the line as well for myself, as I didn't want to be the first woman that went out there and have it be a negative experience. I wanted it to be a positive experience for myself as well as for any other woman that has that same desire to work at that level.
Did you have to work hard to fit in with the men, or did you fit in naturally?
Kind of always been a person that got along good with men in general. Have a lot of friends, a lot of business associates that are men. You do have to work, you still got to, no matter what, you have to keep that level of professionalism because there's differences obviously between men and women, and you got some locker room situations and things like that, which, some women, act like they're just one of the guys. Well, I am, but I'm still a professional and I'm still a lady. And I don't ever want that to be lost in being just one of the guys, so to speak. So, matter of fact, my license plate says lady ref, and I say it's because I'm a referee, but I'm a lady first. So everybody calls me lady ref. So, there's definitely some differences, but it was pretty natural for me.
How do you stay a lady, though, when you have a player hot in your face, screaming at you during the game?
A lot of you got to realize everything about the game of football is emotional. From the time you officiate a pee-wee football game, the parents are emotional, the coaches are emotional, the kids are emotional. When they're winning, they're high. When they're losing, they're crying. So it's the same thing at that level. There's so much emotion surrounding the game. A lot of times, players and coaches just want to talk. They're not always wanting a response. Now, if they ask you a question, that's different. If they're directly asking you a question, that's different. But a lot of times, it's just their emotions, and they just want to get it off their chest. There's really not much of a response needed other than, I hear you, coach. So if you can realize that, and one thing I try to teach younger officials is because the game, every aspect of the game is so emotional, as an official, if we cannot separate ourselves emotionally from the game, we've got to go a different direction. Because if I'm emotional, the coach is, if I go down that emotional roller coaster with a coach or a player or whatever, it's just complete chaos. I have to be the non-emotional component and just do my job to the best of my ability and communicate to the best of my ability. So.
How does a girl grow up to be the first woman to officiate in the NFL?
I don't think I realized early on that was something that was even a goal for myself. When I was younger, I thought about coaching, and then when I became just after college, I decided to work some Christian Athlete Ministries camps, and the coaches had to officiate games as well for the kids.
Okay.
And right there I was like, that seems like a good direction to go. So from that point forward, I actually kind of changed my direction from coaching to officiating, and was thinking basketball officiating, but I did have a passion, a love for the sport of football, so I asked a friend of mine, would it be crazy if I tried football officiating? And he said, absolutely not. And I did both for a long time, and then just decided that football was my first love when it came to officiating. So,
tell us about today's initiative and your role here.
Well, Vanessa and Terrell have been amazing in getting this Women's Officiating Now movement going. I'm here just to support them and to support as many young players, officials, not just women. We're focused on women for sure, but I mean, anybody that is interested in officiating first would be wonderful. But just getting into these girls' mind that there is something else they can do, especially going into college. You can go flip burgers and make, 8-hour shift, make maybe $40, $50. You can go work a football game and make more than that.
Sure.
And it's not about the money, but it's given them an idea that there is something else that they can do, and especially it was so foreign to girls at this age years ago, but now, you know, we're trying to get them to say, hey, why can't you do this? This is a great thing for you to think about doing.
If there is a young girl out here today who really wants to become an official or thinks she may, what advice do you give her? Start at Pop Warner and work your way up? I mean, how does one, you know, develop the skills that are necessary?
I would say that probably one of the greatest things they can do is find a mentor. Because like even in the business that I run, I used to do a lot more of hands-on, on the field mentoring people, but because of my job and some other responsibilities, it's hard for me to be out there every Saturday mentoring young officials. But it's a huge passion of mine to make sure that in my business and everything I do, that we're training officials right. So the number one thing I would say is try to identify somebody that, number one, believes in you and can mentor you the right way. And then you just have to surround yourself with people that are going to tell you can do it, not people that, there's going to be enough people that you're going to come across that are going to still shake their head when they see a woman coming. That's okay. For every person that shakes their head no, find somebody that says, yes, you can do it. And just move forward. You've got to surround yourself with good people.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to MSLAW.edu.